What's up guys? Welcome back to my channel. So today's video is on the highly requested topic of counting macros. I'm finally getting around to filming it for you guys and I'm super excited about it. I'm thinking I want to make this possibly a short series because I really don't want any one video to get too long or have too much information thrown your way where it confuses you. I really want to break it down for you guys so you can understand what counting macros is all about. So today's video is going to be basically macros for beginners. I'm going to talk about what the heck macros are and what this lifestyle is all about. I do have a notepad here as usual, so I get to all my points and make sure this video stays on track, on topic, all of that. So counting macros is also referred to as flexible dieting, and it's also referred to as IIFYM, which is if it fits your macros. All of those three things are the same. Macros are short for macronutrients, which are the three main food groups that our body needs the most of, and those are protein, carbs, and fats. Now I'm going to kind of dumb down what each macro does for our body. Protein basically repairs and rebuilds muscle, carbs are our energy source, and fat helps with our bodily functions. So the body functions its best when it gets the ideal amount of macros. Now this can vary from person to person, which I will get into a little bit later. Counting macros is counting how many grams of each macro you're getting each day. It's a more advanced way of counting calories in my opinion, because macros equal out 2 calories. So 1 gram of carbs equals 4 calories, and 1 gram of protein equals 4 calories. Now 1 gram of fat equals 9 calories. Protein and carbs have the same caloric amount of 4 calories, while fat has almost double that at a caloric amount of 9 calories. So the reason it's different from counting calories is because you could basically be counting calories and have a certain amount of calories you should be hitting each day, and you decide you want to have a cheeseburger, a carton of fries, a large milkshake, and a cookie, and that all of that added up would total out to the amount of calories you should be having for that day. That one meal is it for the day. You don't get to eat anymore, so that kind of sucks. You also did not get the adequate amount of macros for your body. You probably had way too many carbs and way too much fat and not enough protein in that one meal, and you sure as heck did not get enough vitamins or minerals from that meal, and your body's not going to function its best when it's lacking what it needs. Now counting macros ensures that you're getting the adequate amount of carbs, protein, and fat for your body, and also the adequate amount of micronutrients, which we'll get into later. Calorie amounts and macro amounts vary from person to person and vary according to different fitness goals. So if you want to lose fat, you have to be in a caloric deficit, which means you're eating less than you normally would. If you want to gain muscle and bulk up, then you want to be in a caloric surplus, which means you would be eating more than you normally do. If you want to maintain where you are, then you just need to continue eating the same amount of calories you have been. The reason that macros is such a good way to go about reaching your goals, as opposed to intuitive eating or clean eating, is it's ensuring that you're getting the amount of calories and macros for the day for you to reach your fitness goals. Now with intuitive eating, you know, you could be eating all the vegetables and healthy protein in the world, but if you're eating above your caloric maintenance level, you're not going to be losing fat. That also goes the same way for if you're not eating enough, you're not going to be gaining muscle. Now aside from counting macros, you should be paying attention to fiber too. So really you should be counting 4 areas: protein, carbs, fat, and fiber. Fiber is essential to a healthy digestion. It's also a good indicator if you're getting enough micronutrients, which are your vitamins and minerals, which come from various different places, but especially fruits and vegetables. Don't worry about counting your micronutrients. As I mentioned before, if you're getting an adequate amount of fiber, then you should be getting an adequate amount of micronutrients in your day. For women, you should be getting at least 25 grams of fiber per day. So with those 4 things that you're paying attention to, You can't just be eating shitty food all day. I know a lot of people think counting macros is basically just eating Pop-Tarts and donuts all day, and that's really not the case. You know, we have to ensure that we're getting enough protein, not going over on fats and carbs, and making sure we're getting our micronutrients in. So as I mentioned before, each person is different in the amount of calories they should be consuming and the amount of each macro they're getting each day. Figuring out your ideal amount of macros that you should be getting each day, it's a science. It takes a lot of trial and error, and it's an ideal opportunity for you to hire a coach to help you out with that. I do offer consultations and coaching. You can visit my website down below. Today we won't be covering how to calculate your macros, but that could be a video I do in the future. Now, how you track and count macros can be made a lot easier through an app or a website. I personally use MyFitnessPal, and I plan on doing a whole video on how to use MyFitnessPal and how it all works. So with that app, you can input each food that you're having, and it will start totaling up your macros so you can see where you're lacking, see where you're over, see what you need to adjust. As far as what you track, it's basically everything. Anything that has a caloric amount you track, including fruits and vegetables, because those are a carb source and they are a fiber source. One thing I've had a few clients ask me is if you track cooking oil, and yes, you definitely track cooking oil because it has a lot of fat in it, so you need to be tracking that. While measuring your food and tracking your food and calculating all of that seems very overwhelming, once you get the hang of it, you'll realize the flexibility of this lifestyle. You'll realize you can go out to eat, you'll realize you can sprinkle in a couple treats here and there. Because if you do want to fit a cookie in, you can count out the macros and see where you need to pick up the slack as far as protein or carbs or fat go, and still make sure that you're hitting your macros and still make sure you're on track for reaching your fitness goals. So I hope this video made sense for you guys. I hope you learned something new, and I can't wait to film the next one, which will most likely be the MyFitnessPal video. How that app works, how it helps, how it tracks everything and counts everything. And I hope you guys are looking forward to it. I will see you in the next video.